what is the purpose of the call? That is to follow Jesus and eventually to become His disciples. Basically, to heed the call of Jesus and to follow Him is just to be like Him. And Jesus reminds us, just as He told His disciples in the Gospel, that I came not to be served, but to serve. But look at how the disciples understood the discipleship. Here in the Gospel of Matthew, we hear the mother asking a special favor from Jesus, presenting His sons to be given the privilege of sitting at His right and left. In the Gospel of Mark, no mother was mentioned. It was the two brothers courageously approaching Jesus and asking Him if they be given this favor. Whether the mother was the one asking or the 70 brothers were asking is not our concern. What we should be concerned about is the request to be given a special privilege, a special position or power. It may sound more logical that the mother was the one approaching Jesus, because to have his two sons elevated in the kingdom of Jesus would mean a promotion to her. You know, mothers would do everything to have their children go up high. But because having the children to go up high would mean going with them up high. But Jesus is very clear. I called you not to be like the pagans, wanting to have power, wanting to have possessions, wanting to have all the pleasures of this world. We know that in another gospel text, Jesus was tempted by the devil precisely to have all of this. But Jesus rejected. He said, having the power, having the possession, having everything of this world will not make you happy, but will make your life more miserable. What Jesus wanted His disciples to experience is the fullness of life. When you say fullness of life, it is living life with purpose, living life with meaning. And living life with meaning and purpose would be just to follow Him. Now, if you want a life that is not that meaningful, and you want a life that is most stressful, okay, go with the devil. And the devil will give you everything, all the enjoyment, seemingly an enjoyment. But everything will come more stressful as you go along. Because this is how the devil works. He makes a lot of promises. That the moment you have the power, you will enjoy your power. Everybody will look up to you. When you have the possessions, everybody will also look up to you. And when you have all the pleasures, then you will enjoy life. Actually, if you are to listen to people who are in power, you listen to people who have so much possessions, people who have the access to all pleasures, they find themselves miserable. They are never at peace. They never have peace in their hearts. They are always bothered. Why? Because that is not what Jesus promises about fullness of life. In fact, the more empty we are, the more we realize that we are rich. That was the experience of St. Paul when he was to come face to face with his vulnerability. He said, my joy is not anymore as I tried to be when I was persecuting the Christians. My joy now is having Jesus in my life. And I want to continue to follow Him, because the more I suffer for Jesus, the more I become happy, and the more I find life meaningful. What an irony, no? That the more you give, the happier you become. But the more you acquire, the stressful you become. Why? Because this is Jesus' philosophy. This is Jesus' basic teaching. If you want to be happy, just be like me. Just follow the Lord. And that is how we witness among the disciples of Jesus. Yes, James, for example, he took the cup of suffering and shared with Jesus. He died a martyr's death. All the disciples except John died a martyr's death. But you see, the life that they offered to the Lord brought them to the fullness of life. And that is also the invitation to all of us. What kind of life do we want to live? What kind of life do we want to embrace? What kind of life do we want to share? Jesus gives us the answer. And if we will follow the Lord, serving not to be served, then we will know what this life is all about.